Poetry Out Loud is for high school students who are interested in poetry, and you find poems online at poetryoutloud.org, and then you recite them in front of audiences, and it can take you to a lot of places. First, it was an assignment in English class, and then I won for my class, and then I did it in front of the whole school in the gym, and then there they announced who was going to state from our school. And so then at state, I won first place and was informed that I would be going to Washington, D.C. Nationals, I was pretty nervous throughout most of it, but I made a lot of new friends, and it was a great experience. It was great to watch the talents that everybody else can have, and that I am equal to them in some way. I chose my poems by going onto the website and then just clicking a random letter and saying, my poem's gonna be this letter. But then pretty soon I was like, no, I don't like any of these poems. So pretty much I went through the whole alphabet of poems. It was a long process. You have to have 3 poems, and then one of them has to be pre-20th century and 20 lines or fewer. The rules for performance is you stand straight, and you can either have your hands in front of you or at your sides, and you speak loudly, and you'll get a good score if you look confident in your poems. You need to practice a lot, and it's not just in class time. You go home and you say it in the mirror and you look at yourself. It's not only staring at the mirror for that amount of time, it's looking like inside yourself, looking in the mirror and seeing who you are. These poems, she said, are poems with no love in them. These are the poems of a man who would leave his wife and child because they made noise in his study. These are the poems of a man who would murder his mother to claim the inheritance. I was really nervous before the state competition and DC, but the time I was most nervous was in the gym at my school, because it's difficult when everybody that you know is there and you see everybody sitting bored. But at state, I was most confident because you're with people that are just like you and from the same state and there for the same reason.
Congratulations to the North Dakota State finalists. First place is Janessa Hensrud, Northwood High School.
At state, my grandma, my mom, and my dad came, and they all cried after my poems, and then when they announced that I had won. Nobody judges you if you had a bad poem or anything. All the contestants gave me a high five when I got back. They were really supportive, everyone was. I would encourage everyone to do Poetry Out Loud because not only does it help you with self-confidence and get on stage, but it also gets your name out there and it'll take you places. I'm very glad that I did Poetry Out Loud. It was tough and a lot of work, but personally I feel like it made me a better person because I'm more confident, and I feel like it's helped me grow as a person. This is not fantasy. This is our life. We are the characters who have invaded the moon, who cannot stop their computers. We are the gods who can unmake the world in 7 days. Both hands are stopped at noon. We are beginning to live forever in lightweight aluminum bodies with numbers stamped on our backs. We dial our words like Muzak. We hear each other through water. My opinion of poetry before I started this whole process was, it's too difficult and I don't want to read it. It's just a short little piece of words. But now, after Poetry Out Loud, I read poetry and I can go and find something, and if I look hard enough, I can find something about myself in this poem. That's what poetry is, it's beautiful. And finding something that has a new beauty to it is one of the best feelings in the world. When You Are Old is by William Butler Yeats. And I picked that one because anyone can relate to what he's talking about, especially in high school. Pretty much the whole poem is about, I love someone who doesn't love me back, and so you can kind of relate to, you care for someone who doesn't care for you the same way. We are at the Northwood Museum, and I picked this location for When You Are Old because when you're in love with someone, you have a lot of memories and things that you can remember, and that's just like a museum. When You Are Old by William Butler Yeats. When you are old and gray and full of sleep and nodding by the fire, take down this book and slowly read and dream of the soft look your eyes had once and of their shadows deep. How many loved your moments of glad grace and loved your beauty with love, false or true? But one man loved the pilgrim soul in you and loved the sorrows of your changing face. And bending down beside the glowing bars, murmur, a little sadly, how love fled and paced upon the mountains overhead and hid his face amid a crowd of stars.